For more than half a century, military helicopters have followed the same basic design. One main rotor on top. A small tail rotor to control torque. Reliable. Proven. But limited. No matter how powerful the engine became, helicopters always hit the same wall. Speed. Push too fast, and the rotor blades start losing lift. Vibrations increase. Control becomes dangerous. For decades, engineers accepted this as physics. Until the SB-1 Defiant. A helicopter built specifically to break the speed barrier that no helicopter had ever crossed. And in doing so, changed the future of vertical flight forever. The story of the SB-1 Defiant begins with a problem the US Army could no longer ignore. Modern battlefields were expanding. Troops needed to move faster. Medical evacuations needed to happen sooner. Assault forces needed longer reach without refueling. Traditional helicopters like the Black Hawk were reaching their limits. Even with upgrades, physics was holding them back. So the Army launched the Future Vertical Lift program. The goal was simple but ambitious. Create a new generation of aircraft that could fly twice as fast as current helicopters, go farther, and survive in modern combat zones. One of the boldest answers came from Boeing and Sikorsky. Together, they created the SB-1 Defiant. From the outside, the Defiant already looks different. There's no tail rotor. Instead, it uses two large rotors stacked on top of each other, spinning in opposite directions. This is called a coaxial rotor system. By spinning opposite ways, the rotors cancel out torque naturally. No tail rotor needed. That alone improves stability and efficiency. But the real breakthrough sits at the back. A powerful pusher propeller. Once the Defiant lifts vertically like a helicopter, the rear propeller pushes it forward like an airplane. The rotors provide lift. The propeller provides speed. This hybrid approach allows the aircraft to fly far faster than traditional helicopters ever could. In testing, the SB-1 Defiant aimed to exceed 250 knots. That's nearly twice the cruising speed of the Black Hawk. And it could maintain stable flight even at high speeds where helicopters normally struggle. This wasn't just a small improvement. It was a leap. But speed wasn't the only focus. The Defiant was designed from the ground up for the modern battlefield. Fly-by-wire digital controls replaced old mechanical systems. Advanced avionics gave pilots better situational awareness. The compact coaxial design made the aircraft more maneuverable in tight landing zones. And the lack of a tail rotor reduced vulnerability to enemy fire. Inside, it was built to carry full squads of soldiers or medical evacuation teams. Quick insertions. Rapid extractions. Long-range operations. Everything about it was optimized for fast, flexible combat mobility. The big question everyone asked was simple. What would the SB-1 Defiant replace? The answer again pointed to the legendary Black Hawk. Just like the Bell VE-280 Valor, the Defiant was competing to become the US Army's next main assault aircraft. Both aimed to replace thousands of Black Hawks over time. But they took completely different approaches. The Valor used tiltrotor technology. The Defiant used coaxial rotors with a pusher propeller. Two visions of the future. Flight testing of the SB-1 began in the late 2010s. Early tests focused on hover, stability, and low-speed handling. As confidence grew, engineers pushed into high-speed flight. The aircraft demonstrated impressive performance, showing that coaxial designs could remain stable at speeds impossible for normal helicopters. However, the program also faced challenges. Delays. Complex engineering hurdles. Higher development costs. Advanced technology always comes with growing pains. In 2022, the US Army made its decision. For the future long-range assault aircraft role, it selected the Bell VE-280 Valor instead of the Defiant. This meant the VE-280 would become the official Black Hawk replacement. But that didn't make the SB-1 a failure. Far from it. The The Defiant proved that compound helicopters could reach extraordinary speeds while maintaining vertical lift advantages. And the technology developed for it didn't disappear. In fact, Sikorsky and Boeing are already using lessons from SB-1 in new military designs. The coaxial rotor system is now central to future high-speed rotorcraft concepts. And similar technology is being explored for attack helicopters, reconnaissance aircraft, and even civilian transport. The Defiant was a technology demonstrator that opened a new path for aviation. So when could SB-1 style aircraft actually be used? While SB-1 itself won't enter mass production, its technology is already shaping aircraft expected to appear in the 2030s and beyond. Future military helicopters will likely combine coaxial rotors for efficiency and stability, high-speed propulsion systems, digital flight controls, reduced radar and heat signatures. The Defiant wasn't the final product. It was the blueprint. What makes this story so important is what it represents. For nearly 70 years, helicopter design barely changed. The SB-1 Defiant challenged that stagnation. It showed that helicopters don't have to be slow. It showed that physics can be worked around with smart engineering. And it proved that the future of vertical flight will look very different from the past. The SB-1 Defiant may never fly into battle as a frontline aircraft, but its impact will be felt for decades. Just like early jet prototypes paved the way for modern fighter jets, the Defiant paved the way for the next era of rotorcraft. It broke speed barriers. It challenged old assumptions. And it forced aviation engineers to rethink what helicopters could be. The future of military flight isn't just faster. It's smarter, more flexible, and built on the technology proven by projects like the SB-1 Defiant. Sometimes, the aircraft that changes history isn't the one that gets mass-produced. It's the one that shows what's possible. And SB-1 Defiant did exactly that.